But I'm sure we all know that one developer who wants to test something really quickly and just spins up a quick API to test it, or a quick web server, or whatever it may be. And they can do that within minutes. And that's like one of the challenges, is just keeping up with the speed of how quickly these things can be deployed. So let's talk a little bit about APIs and data breaches. Obviously, Optus in Australia was the example that you saw sort of on the slide there. But it's not just Optus. These breaches have been happening for years, and everybody from Facebook to LinkedIn to businesses large and small have become a victim because the APIs haven't been exposed. And that's kind of one of the modern challenges, I think, in sort of being, around security, is just understanding what data do we have is out there. Because as a business, you can't not give out any data on yourself. You have to, otherwise your software products won't work, your customers can't find you, they can't access systems. So these are key parts now of pretty much every business that's out there. But equally, they're not things that you can touch. Because of that, they can be kind of quite difficult to see. So one of the things that we try to focus on with AssetNote, obviously other ASM tools, there's specific vendors out here focusing on API security, but I'm going to focus on our tools for the example, is you need to try and understand what APIs do you have out there. So on screen at the moment, we've got a screenshot from the Technologies tab in our AssetNote tool. You can see we've detected a wide range of different technologies, API endpoints, SSL certificates, and so on. But of particular interest is we've got a couple of APIs on screen here. These are all on different subdomains, all on different ports, presumably under control by different teams. Those teams may or may not talk to each other. They probably don't talk to security, because people generally avoid trying to talk to security because they worry they're going to get told no. The question is, inside the security team of this hypothetical business, do they know about every single one of these APIs? Do they know what those APIs do? And do they know what data that API serve? I mean, if the answer is yes, brilliant. We've got a great security team there, we've got a great kind of process in place in terms of securing that. But I'm sure we all know that one developer who wants to test something really quickly and just spins up a quick API to test it, or a quick web server, or whatever it may be. And they can do that within minutes. And that's like one of the challenges, is just keeping up with the speed of how quickly these things can be deployed. So using a tool like AssetNote, or another sort of ASM provider, that sort of thing, you can quickly enumerate across all of those endpoints and start to understand what you have in place there. Obviously, Mike, if you have anything to add, please sort of feel free to kind of jump in as well. Alex, if we move to the next slide, we've got a few examples of some of the key information that you want to be looking for. Just knowing that an API endpoint there is great. It's the start of things. It's the start of that process of understanding what you have in place. But you need to go kind of a little step further, and you need to try and understand what is on that, what documentation is there, what isn't there. Alex, if you bring the other two images up for me. So this is what we can do. So once you start looking at what endpoints and so on are in place, what data is there, you can then kind of put the relevant kind of controls in place to validate it. But you can also start testing. So you can start looking at these APIs and going, right, what data does this serve? What authentication do you need, if any, to access that? You're understanding where the weaknesses are in your kind of perimeter. Once you found those weaknesses, you then obviously move into the mobilization phase of CTEM. You put some fixes in place, and then we go back